But Marsden, I guess you are best known as an ex-member of Whitesnake, but I'm sure your musical career started a long time before that. I know you played in a couple of bands before Whitesnake. When did you actually start playing?
I started playing about 1966, long time ago. About 66. I was into the Beatles, and everybody had a guitar, and most people couldn't play it, but some people could. So that's how I started, really. Yeah, I've been playing a long time.
What was the first serious band you played in?
Well, the first serious band I had professionally was UFO. That was in 1973, 74. And then from there, Wild Turkey, Cozy Pals band, Babe Ruth, Pace Ashton Lord, and then from there into Whitesnake.
Did you know David Coverdale before you started Whitesnake?
I met David I met him when he lived in Munich, in Germany, while we were doing the PAL album, and he came down just to say hello to the old guys from Purple, and we met and talked about music, and didn't really say very much, but we just talked about blues, really. We talked about Howlin' Wolf and people like that, and he said, we understand the same thing. And then a year later he was in London, and we ran into each other at a gig at the Rainbow, and I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm over here to put a band together. And he said, want to play guitar? So I said, yeah, okay. In fact, we sort of wrote a song the very first day. We wrote Come On. Yeah.
You spent a few years in Whitesnake, and I'm sure those years were pretty happy. You did quite well. But you left Whitesnake after the Set of Sinners album in '82. Why?
Well, really, the band basically broke up at that point. There was lots of problems, which I'll probably end up writing a book about this, because nobody really knows what happened. And there's been a book out in England since then that appears to be the true story, but it isn't. So maybe I'll put the record straight someday. The band really had just gotten into a situation where it couldn't really go any further with the management situation, and it's like a sad old story which I wouldn't go into too much, but it came to an end maybe too soon. I think maybe too soon. The band that reformed after was not very good. Wasn't a very good band.
Is it true that David Coverdale is a pretty difficult person to get along with?
Well, I keep reading this or hearing this, and as far as I'm concerned, no. I mean, we got on fine. We never had any real big problems. But there again, the band in those days was so hungry for success that we never allowed anything like that to get in our way. Maybe once the things had changed a little, maybe he has become more difficult. But I still speak to him, and it's as though no time has really passed. I think sometimes he gets misquoted. I think he's misrepresented sometimes, and sometimes he'll say something in an interview and they'll leave out one sentence or a few words, and it makes him sound like he's difficult. I think he's a very artistic person, and sometimes artistic people are difficult, but I personally have never had a problem with him, and we still speak regularly, so there's no problem.
How do you feel when you hear new Whitesnake play in new versions of old riffs that you created about 10 years ago, like Here I Go Again and Fulfill Lovin'?
Well, I think Here I Go Again on the re-recording was fantastic. I thought it was much better than the original. It was more the way that I originally envisaged the song, wanted it, and I'm not quite so sure about Fulfill Lovin'. I don't think that was. I think it lost something by trying maybe too hard. Here I Go, obviously from my point of view, is great because it sold millions, and so is Fulfill Lovin'. But
Crying in the Rain.
Crying in the Rain, yeah, that as well. I think maybe that's been one of the problems, and why maybe the band now has been sort of shut down. Because I know how David likes to sing, and he hasn't really been doing that since most of 1987. The new album, I don't know. It's good, but it's. I don't think it's really him. I think maybe next year or whatever he may take a year off or something, and I think the next David Coverdale album you hear will be right back to square one. I think it'd be a bit special.
Have you ever thought of a reunion of Whitesnake?
Well, there seems to be sort of a growing concern. People saying this is going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I never say never, because the moment you say this will never happen, it's going to happen. It makes you look foolish. They said Deep Purple would never reform, and they did. I don't know. Who knows? It's possible. It's possible. We may write together. We may get together. You know, I'm playing now with Mickey again on a regular basis. Who knows? Maybe I'll send him a fax saying, "Yeah, we need a singer." You know, maybe something as simple as that.
After you quit Whitesnake, you started your own band called Marsden's SOS, right?
Yeah, that was not good.
Okay.
No.
And later you changed the name to Alaska?
Yeah, that was a different band though, different musicians. Alaska was, thank you, that was, it was a good band, Alaska, but it's very difficult when you've been in a band like Whitesnake, with great musicians, fantastic drummer, great bass player, you know, fantastic singer, Mickey Moody, you know, it's hard to have another band together, because all the time you're thinking like, oh, you know, this isn't as good as it should be. And when you know the difference, you can never explain it, except in your own mind. When you're on the stage, if you're not happy and you're not that confident in it, then you're selling the people who come to see you. You're not giving your best. No. And with Alaska, it was like that. The songs were quite good. They were pretty good, but that didn't really last very long. About a year and a half. And since then, I've been doing movies in America, television, producing and writing with lots of different people.
You've also recorded a couple of solo albums, haven't you?
Well, that was before Whitesnake split. Before Whitesnake split, that was during Whitesnake, yeah. Okay. Maybe that was one of the reasons why it split. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
How did those albums do?
They did very well. Much better than I expected. In Japan, they did very well. Over here, quite well. In Europe, in England, pretty good. Much better than I expected. And I quite like the albums because they were different to Whitesnake. It was like different types of songs. But David collaborated on the first one anyway. He wrote 50% of the songs with me. Nobody knew that. So.
As you said, now you're playing in the same band as Mickey Moody again. Have you kept in touch with him since Whitesnake?
All the time, yeah. We never lose Mickey and I never lost contact. We've all done different things since then, but we sort of found each other. You know, I said, look, let's get together once a year and play a few gigs, and there's like a magic formula. We just look at each other. One thinks and the other one plays. You know, it frightens other musicians to death. You know, it's one of those things. It's a magic that you couldn't rehearse what we do. No. You couldn't say this is what because we just do it naturally. And it's great to play together. You know, we have a good time. We're playing rhythm and blues. We're playing old-fashioned stuff and new stuff. We play free songs, Bob Seger songs, and we do some Whitesnake songs. Yeah, we do get out of Denver. You know. It's a good time band. It's like the Blues Brothers. I saw the Blues Brothers here last night, and I thought to myself, if we were playing here, it would be the same feeling in the room. Now we're going to record 3 shows in December in England, and should be released over here in the spring, maybe before.
For how long have this band existed?
This is very new, only the last few weeks, because it started off as like for fun. And then we did some shows, and the reaction from the crowd was incredible. And because we play Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, and we play Fulfield, but we play it the old way. And it's amazing how many people remember and come back to see you, because, you know, when all the people who were like 25 when I was 25, they're all the same age as me now. So they come back to see you. It's like last night I said with the Blues Brothers. It really reminded me the same feeling in the hall, you know. And anybody who enjoyed the Blues Brothers last night, they'd love, you know, the Marsden and Moody band. It's the same feeling.
You are doing the vocals with Mickey Moody?
Yeah. I sing, I suppose, a little bit more than Mickey, because his voice is a little bit more limited. But yeah, we say. I mean, I'm not Coverdale. You know, he has a fantastic voice. I mean, I don't have anything like the voice, but I try. You know, I sing the songs as I wrote them, and I try the best I can. That's all you can ever do.